All right, thank you very much for having us here. We're a 3D printer. My name is Michael Golubov. This is my partner, Sergeant Radic, and we're here to present to you chatbot-enabled 3D printing search engine. And I'm going to tell you a bit more how we do this. 3D printing market right now is valued at about $7 billion, and it's going to grow exponentially. In about 3-4 years, we're going to see it reaching $20 billion. This creates tremendous opportunities for 3D printing companies such as 3D Printer. What is the current problem that companies are experiencing in 3D printing? It's funny enough that you can run similarities with companies in the late 90s in the airline industries. If you can imagine back in time when you had to go to different airlines or even a travel agency to get your airfare tickets when you're traveling somewhere, well, we're seeing the same exact problems people facing in 3D printing industry. How do you find the best provider out there? How do you find the most local provider out there? It's really hard to make a decision. It takes too much time to find the best solution. And the biggest problem out there is that not all the CAD files are 3D printable. We have a solution. 3D Printer is the solution. It's a chatbot-enabled 3D printing search engine. Think of us as Kayak meets TripAdvisor for 3D printing services on steroids. Let us show you a little bit of demo how it works. We have numerous chatbots on all the possible messaging platforms such as Slack, Telegram, Skype, Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber, and etc. Right now we're going to show you a demo using a Telegram app. So how does it work? You would look for a 3D printer bot in your contacts as if you're looking for a friend. Add the 3D printer bot to your contacts and start chatting with it as if you're chatting with your friend. Send the 3D printer bot the CAD file you want to print. It will actually analyze the file, make sure that the file format is proper, make sure that the mesh is 3D printable, fix it for you if needed, and procure the order. Let's say you're located in New York, you want to find the most local provider in Manhattan with 5-star reviews for plastic materials. We'll help you find this. Right now we uploaded a basic Yoda file to the 3D printer search engine, and it's going through searching all the possible providers that we have in our system right now through 270 materials in total, like metal, plastic, resin, and etc. So while it's doing this search, let me tell a little bit more about our business model. Our business model is pretty straightforward. We're after the business-to-business market. Think of it as factory as a service solution. So it turns out that all those Fortune 500 companies out there have the same exact problem. They all want to be in 3D printing. They invested millions of dollars into the 3D printing market. But all the equipment that they bought is being dusted in the corner in faraway office because it requires specially trained engineers, it requires special materials, and etc. So with our solution, those engineers can use the easy-to-use chatbots and connect to 3D printer and find what they're looking for in an easy way. So in this case, we got the results, and we have numerous providers in our system, such as Materialize, Sculpture, Shapeways, Make XYZ, and we're adding a whole bunch of small and medium-sized providers on top of this. So in this case, let us show you how it works with iMaterialize. So you would click on the link, and you would proceed with checkout. You would see your 3D printable model. You can verify that it's what you want. You can select different other materials, verify the price, procure the order. The bot will actually track the order for you and verify that the order has been delivered and take the review from you. So this is a really simple solution for 3D printing, which meets conversational commerce. Let us take you back to the slides. So again, to emphasize, the solution is a chatbot-enabled 3D printing search engine. And we encourage you to try out our bots today on all the platforms, all the messaging chat platforms out there. If you're interested, come talk to us after the show. Thank you.
Great, nice work. Judges, have any of you actually 3D print anything? You have, okay. Would you use it? Yeah, oh, of course.
Come on.
Now I feel bad.
Please.
Thanks. Okay. Megan, what do you think?
Well, first, I know you didn't have a lot of prep time, so well done.
Thank you.
You really, on the fly, you did great. I have to ask the obvious question, why does it have to be a bot? I mean, other than the bots are cool, Why does it have to be a bot?
Well, a bot is this really easy to use interface that everybody is using these days. You know, you see people on their phone. The young generation barely calls anybody these days anymore. So it's just a really easy platform that doesn't require any additional installation of any applications. You can just add the bot as if you're talking to a regular person, and then have this artificial intelligent 3D printing assistant in your pocket at all times with you. And we're waiting for this killer app to happen in the 3D printing industry. And in my belief, the killer app for 3D printing industry for consumer use would be a 3D scanner built in every phone. So imagine once the next iPhone 9 comes out, or Google Tango, and you can actually take a 3D selfie of yourself. So now we have now we have millions of people creating billions of files that are on their mobile device. So it's just logical to connect to a bot and procure those services.
I get it, but B2B 3D printing doesn't feel like an impromptu action. It doesn't feel like I'm walking down the street and it's like, man, I need 50 chess pieces.
Well, imagine, for example, Slack. All the big teams are using Slack right now. Add our bot.
I'm a happy investor.
Exactly. So add our bot on Slack and just start communicating with your team. Somebody throws in the file and gets you all the results. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to search anywhere. Everybody's working together, collaborating. And that's the power of conversational commerce, and this is the future.
Do you also have an application, web or mobile?
Yes, we have a mobile application. We have a web application. Actually, that's how we started. For about a year, we've been building things secretively in in our basement, and bots became this meaningful way, almost like a big door to over 2 billion people that we have access to right now through the bots.
How have you been acquiring the long tail of people who have their machines sitting latent in their offices?
Well, we build bots that crawl the web, and we found that there is, on average, we found right now in our database 20,000 3D printing service providers. So there's a lot of potential for the use of the bots, and we've just been reaching out to them. And it turns out that everybody is really interested, and it solves the pain point that everybody has, and people are just jumping on board and joining our system.
So if I was to compare what you do to what 3D Hubs does, how would I compare the two, other than the chatbot interface?
Well, you can't. 3D Hubs, we're working with 3D Hubs to actually add them into our system as one of the providers. So Materialize, Sculpture, Shapeways, Make XYZ, 3D Hubs, those are the big guys that have distributed manufacturing. But if I want to compare them, I have to literally go to every website and spend, sometimes hours of time to get that quote. Just drop it through the chatbot and get it under a minute. It creates tremendous time savings and just opportunities.
So one of the dynamics you described is that a lot of large companies have invested a lot of money in CapEx around their printers.
That's correct.
The biggest companies of the world, one of the reasons why they do that is because they want to use the machines whenever they want to. So how do you navigate the sort of organizational complexity around, like, hey, wait a minute, some other company is using my printer, I need to kick them off? Like, how does that work?
Well, the way it works is that as an engineer, you wouldn't even feel that there's a change. You would use the bot, get the results, and we can get you the results as soon as the same day or next day turnaround time. So as an engineer, you wouldn't even feel the difference. You actually feel that it's advantageous to use the bots instead of going downstairs to John and ask him to print something on the machine, but well, John is sick or the machine is not working, and there's all those issues that every company shares the same pain points, and it's just really interesting that this is this in a way simple solution that the future of conversational commerce meets 3D printing.
Is there a risk in terms of quality that potentially, like, I arrange to have it printed by somebody else, but it turns out the printer isn't as good as they said it was, or something else comes up and it just doesn't go well?
We're working on ways to protect users because user experience is really important for us. So we hold the money in the escrow account until the order comes through. So as a user, you would receive the file and you would verify that it's great. You would leave a review, and then the money will be released to the 3D printing provider. So obviously, they're encouraged to provide good results. But in the end, everybody's using pretty much the same equipment. So it's a matter of pressing the button and being trained how to do that. As long as you can do this and you're doing the right thing, I think there should be no problems. And of course, we verify the providers. We allow them to send the first print and check out how it's done, and so we verify that.
If there are other applications for this, would you be open to them, or you only want to focus the conversational commerce on 3D printing?
I think we invented this niche, 3D printing chatbots, and we're just going to dominate it and just going to continue ruling this forward. adding IBM Watson for intelligence, pairing up with Weave for artificial intelligence, connecting different APIs, the sky's the limit.
All right, give it up one more time for 3D Printler, owning the